Commercial fence systems with infeed and outfeed support. You know the ones. Cost hundreds and hundreds of dollars. In fact, I just checked, and today's price in the United Kingdom is £172 or $227. Systems from the big brands can set you back a lot of money, and they are great. But I knew there had to be a cheaper way. What I came up with is what we are looking at today. It has completely changed my entire workflow, and it's about to change yours too. This is the foundry of ideas, where we make the most out of every square millimeter. I'm Harry, and this is the place where you come if you wish to see clever jigs and tools that are out of the ordinary. This is the right place for projects that fit real work and real workshops of today. You are in the right place, so let me show you. Now let's break this fence down. The entire system is built from a few simple parts. First, the aluminum extrusion. This is the backbone and it provides a dead flat reference surface. Second, we have used 4 bolts and knobs which are holding the whole thing together in place. They grip on the existing fence, and that's all there is to it. No drilling, no modification. Then onto this extrusion I have attached an infeed bracket, and at the other end, the far end, I have attached an outfeed bracket. And as you've seen when I cut that rather large board of chipboard, which is also very heavy, one hand is enough to make an excellent and accurate cut. Let me dismantle the fence so that you can see how simple and how easy the whole design is. Let me explain to you all of the parts that make up this new fence. First of all, let's start with the brackets that I have constructed out of leftovers that I had in the workshop of chipboard. They measure 21.5 by 14.5 centimeters, and they are 16 millimeters thick. You see the one here, and the other one is this one. As you can see, each one of those brackets carries 3 bolts, ordinary M6 bolts, which I have attached to the aluminum extrusion using M6 nuts and washers, which I always use because they are the ones that spread the force that is exerted by the piece of board that you are cutting. So 6 bolts, 6 washers, 6 nuts, M6. Let's stay standard. The next item that I will describe to you are the T-bolts, washers and knobs that hold in position the wood that you can see partially here. And basically we have here T-bolts which are 7.8 centimeters M6, and there are 2 of them, and then 6.2 centimeters long M6 also. Of course, I'm using knobs and rather larger washers. This piece of wood is what secures the fence onto the existing fence, and all I'm using here is friction. No drilling, nothing at all that will upset the existing fence and possibly upset also your warranty. Now, this is a small wood board. I made it out of pine, and it measures 72.5 centimeters length, 7 centimeters width, and it is 20 millimeters thick. The last item that I want to describe to you is the extrusion. We have just talked about what you will need. The absolute key here is that the dimensions are kept as shown. The extrusion must be long enough to span your saw table, plus the infeed and outfeed brackets or extensions. First of all, slide the bolts at the bottom of the extrusion. You will use 3 bolts for the infeed. I have already drilled 6 mm holes on this infeed bracket. And now we shall apply the washers and the nuts. Ordinarily set the bracket at the very end of the extrusion. Right, the infeed bracket is done, and now let us put in position the outfeed bracket. You don't have to over tighten them, the washer will do the job. Right, so this is, let's say, step number 1. Step number 2 is fitting the wood that we have cut already. So this is the wood that we need to fit at the back. But before we do this, let us slide the bolts in here and also in here. It is the top channel and the second from the top. Now let us match the holes that we have pre-drilled 1, 2, 3 and 4. And of course these are very important because this is where we are going to go over the existing fence. You will agree with me that this is really simple. So now I am sliding this so I can come to the center of the extrusion, like so. Let me fit the large washers and large knobs. That's enough here. And smaller washer and smaller knob at the top. We have 2 and 2. And this is our assembly so far. Let me show you the front and the back of the fence system. This is the front, outfeed, infeed, and this is the back upside down, okay? Our piece of wood here, our knobs and bolts, and that's all there is to it. Couldn't be simpler. I have fitted the new fence over the existing fence, and this is the working side of the fence. As you can see, we have an infeed bracket and an outfeed bracket. And I have found out that, in fact, out of the 3 bolts that are supporting the brackets onto the fence, 2 are sufficient to do your work. Therefore, you are even increasing the length of the fence to a total of 120 centimeters. And this is exceptional. Now, let me turn the table saw around so that you can see the clamping arrangement at the back of it. Now, let me show you how the new extended fence is mounted onto the original fence. And before I move the new fence, let me point out that I have constructed a slider board like this one, which is of the same width as the existing original fence of the table saw, and its height is arranged in such a way that will allow the fence to have a clearance, the bottom of the fence to have a clearance from the top of the table saw when everything is in position. It is important that this slider is made because it is the one that suspends the fence properly, and I'll show you how the fence lands on it. So, as you can see, this board is of the same length as the original fence. And then I shall take the fence, the new fence, the extension fence, and I shall place it like so, so it slides right over the slider. The slider is here. So now that the slider is in position, all we have to do is do the tightening. So here we are. As you can see, the fence center and the fence, the original fence, they are all equidistant now from this center. The infeed bracket is there. This is the infeed bracket, and the outfeed is here. So once this is in position, all I will do is I will tighten the top knobs to start with. Not fully, just tighten them enough. Once they are fairly tight, start tightening these knobs here. And the moment these are tightened, the fence becomes at right angles to the top of the table saw. And the same thing applies for the infeed and outfeed brackets. Now let me turn the table saw around so you can get a picture of the working face of the fence. And as you can see, the fence is 100% at right angles, and so are the brackets. Equally, if I want to slide, look how freely it slides back and forth. And this is the way we assemble the extended fence onto the original fence. And very quickly I will say, again, no cutting, no drilling, nothing at all. Everything is accomplished with friction. We are ready to make a cut anytime. So, overall, in my opinion, super easy system, and a system that costs very little. As you have seen, the new fence easily glides back and forth. The entire arrangement is of simple construction and it is so easy to operate. With a professional career in naval architecture and marine engineering of over 40 years, I can guarantee you that the simpler you make your design, the longer it will serve you, always with more than satisfactory results. In addition, it is important to note that the original fence was of a length of 47 centimeters and of a height of 8 centimeters, whereas now we have a fence with infeed and outfeed brackets that is a minimum of 100 centimeters long and 12 centimeters high. 113% improvement, that's what I call it, let alone the fact that because of the channels now available on the face of the fence as well as on the top of it, additional gear may be engaged. We have increased the capacity of our table saw and we have made it so much more versatile. All this for no more than £45 or $60. As you have already seen, I can easily cut large and heavy loads without too much effort, and when the cutting is over, the boards do not fall off at the outfeed side. I hope this gave you some idea for your own workshop. This jig has completely changed how I approach any task that needs a long, straight, supported cut. I upload a new project every week, and so I hope to see you there. What is the one upgrade you would most want for your job site saw? Drop me a comment or let me have your own ideas. Your experience could help a fellow woodworker. I would love to discuss this aspect with you. That's the way I hear what you have to say, and I hear from your own experiences and findings. Thank you for watching this Shop IQ Boosters project. I'm Harry, and this is the Foundry of Ideas.